Hello, I want to tell you a story. It's a story about a tool that changed how we build for the web. This tool is called Angular. It helps developers create amazing applications. These applications run in your web browser. They can also run on your phone or your computer. Angular provides a structure. It gives us a clear path to follow. This makes building big, complex things much easier. Imagine building a large house. You would want a blueprint to guide you. Angular is like that blueprint for web applications. It helps everyone on a team work together in the same way. Before tools like Angular, making web pages was different. We often wrote a lot of code. This code could get messy very quickly. As websites grew bigger, they became hard to manage. It was like trying to find one specific book in a library with no organization. Developers needed a better way. They needed a system to help them organize their work. They wanted to build powerful applications that felt fast and smooth, just like applications on your desktop. This need for structure and power is what led to new ideas. It opened the door for something special to be created for all developers. Angular brought order to this chaos. Our story begins at Google. A developer named Misko Hevery was working on a project. The project was called Google Feedback. He found that writing the code was taking too long. It was too complicated. He thought there must be a better way to do this. He wanted to make it easier for designers and developers to work together. He dreamed of a tool that could simplify everything. This side project was initially meant to help with his internal work. He built a small library in his spare time to test his ideas. He wanted to see if he could make web development faster and more fun. This little project had a name. It was called AngularJS. The JS stood for JavaScript, the language of the web. Misko showed his project to his manager. His manager was amazed. Misko had rebuilt a huge internal application. He did it in just 2 weeks. The original version had taken a team of engineers 6 months to build. The difference was incredible. Misko's tool had reduced thousands of lines of code down to just a fraction. This was a clear sign that he had created something truly powerful. It was something that could help many other developers at Google and beyond. The magic of AngularJS was its use of HTML. HTML is the language we use to structure web pages. AngularJS allowed developers to add new life to HTML. They could create their own custom HTML tags. This made the code much easier to read and understand. It was like giving superpowers to the language we already knew. This concept, called data binding, was also revolutionary. It meant that when the data in your application changed, the web page updated automatically. You didn't have to write extra code to make that happen. It was a huge time saver. Soon, Google decided to release AngularJS to the public. It was made open source. This meant anyone in the world could use it for free. They could also look at the code and help make it better. Developers everywhere quickly fell in love with it. They loved how it made building dynamic, single-page applications so simple. AngularJS created a huge community of passionate developers. They shared ideas, built amazing things, and helped each other learn. This was the beginning of a movement. It was a new era for front-end web development, all started by one person's idea. As the web evolved, so did the needs of developers. AngularJS was amazing, but the team at Google knew it could be even better. They saw an opportunity to build on their success. They wanted to create something faster, more powerful, and easier to use on modern devices, especially mobile phones. So, they made a brave decision. They decided to completely rewrite the framework from the ground up. This was a huge undertaking. It meant creating something new that was inspired by the lessons learned from the original AngularJS. This new version would be a fresh start. In 2016, the world was introduced to Angular 2. To avoid confusion, the team decided to drop the JS from the name. The original was called AngularJS. The new version and all future versions would simply be called Angular. This was more than just a name change, it was a complete transformation. The new Angular was built using TypeScript, a language that adds safety features to JavaScript. This helped developers catch errors early. It also made the framework much faster and more capable. It was designed for the future of the web. This new Angular was built around the idea of components. While AngularJS had similar concepts, the new version made components the central focus. Everything in an Angular application is a component. This made applications more modular and reusable. It was like having a well-organized toolbox where every tool has its specific purpose. The Angular team also committed to a predictable release schedule. They promised to release major new versions every 6 months. This regular schedule helps developers plan for updates and keeps the framework modern and secure. Since that big release, Angular has continued to improve with every new version. The team has introduced incredible features. The Angular CLI or command line interface makes starting a new project as easy as typing one command. The Ivy renderer, introduced in later versions, made applications smaller and faster than ever before. Each update focuses on making the developer's life easier. The goal is always to improve performance, reduce the size of applications, and provide better tools. This constant evolution is why Angular remains a top choice for serious application development. Today, developers all over the world choose Angular to build their most important applications. Large companies and small startups alike rely on its power and stability. They use it to create complex systems like banking portals, e-commerce sites, and data management dashboards. The reason they choose Angular is simple. It provides a complete solution. It's not just a library, it's a full platform. It comes with everything you need to build, test, and deploy a professional application. This includes a powerful router for navigation, a forms module for user input, and an HTTP client for talking to servers. One of the biggest reasons developers love Angular is its opinionated nature. This means the framework provides a clear, recommended way of doing things. For a large team, this is incredibly valuable. It ensures that everyone is writing code in a consistent style. This makes the code easier to read, maintain, and update over time. When a new developer joins the team, they can get started quickly because the structure is already familiar to them. This consistency saves companies time and money. It helps them build reliable software that can grow and change over many years. The tools that come with Angular are world-class. The Angular CLI is a developer's best friend. With simple commands, you can generate new components, services, and even entire applications. It handles all the complex configuration for you so you can focus on writing code. The integration with TypeScript is also a huge benefit. TypeScript helps you write safer code by checking for common mistakes as you type. It feels like having a helpful assistant looking over your shoulder, pointing out potential problems before they happen. These tools make the development experience smooth and productive. The community around Angular is strong and supportive. Millions of developers use Angular. This means if you ever have a question or run into a problem, help is easy to find. There are countless tutorials, articles, and videos available to help you learn. There are also many third-party libraries and tools that are built specifically for Angular. This vibrant ecosystem means you are never alone. You are part of a global community of builders who are all working together to create amazing things for the web. This support network is one of Angular's greatest strengths. Looking ahead, the future of Angular is incredibly bright and full of innovation. The Angular team at Google is constantly working to make the framework even better. A major focus for the future is on performance and the developer experience. They want to make Angular applications faster to load and more responsive for users. They also want to make it even easier and more enjoyable for developers to write code. This means simplifying concepts and removing any unnecessary complexity. The goal is to make Angular more approachable for newcomers while keeping it powerful for experts. One of the most exciting areas of development is called signals. This is a new way for Angular to manage how data changes in an application. It promises to make applications even faster and the code easier to understand. This change could simplify one of the more complex parts of the framework, making it more intuitive for everyone. Another big focus is on improving the server-side rendering experience. This technology helps websites load much faster, which is great for users and for search engine optimization. Making this feature seamless is a top priority for the team. The Angular team is also exploring ways to make the framework more flexible. They are looking at ideas like optional modules, which would allow developers to use only the parts of Angular they need. This could lead to even smaller and more efficient applications. The vision is for a more modern and lightweight Angular, a framework that feels fresh and keeps up with the latest trends in web development. This commitment to modernization ensures that Angular will remain a relevant and powerful choice for many years to come. It shows that the team is listening to the community. In conclusion, Angular's journey is a story of constant evolution. It started as a clever idea to solve a common problem. It grew into a global phenomenon that shaped modern web development. Today, it stands as a mature and robust platform for building professional applications. And its future is defined by a relentless pursuit of improvement. For developers, this means we can continue to trust Angular to help us build the next generation of amazing web experiences. The story is far from over. The best is yet to come for Angular and the community that builds with it.